Did you know the phrase YOLO was popularized by one of hip-hop's most prolific artists? Yes, honey, we're talking Drake. The man turned a lyric into a lifestyle, into a meme, into tattoos your cousin still regrets. All right, let's get into it. I'm Emma, this is Emma Spills the Tea, and I am extra excited today, like double espresso, glitter eyeliner level excited. So let's talk Drake, real name Aubrey Drake Graham. Toronto-raised, dual Canadian and American citizen, and yes, the same guy who played Jimmy on Degrassi. I mean, only Drake could go from wheelchair basketball star on teen TV to the soundtrack of your breakup and your glow-up. He's credited with blending R&B sensitivity into hip-hop, that rap-singing hybrid that took over the 2010s. Think confessional lyrics, melodic hooks, moody minimalist beats. It's like he looked at rap and said, what if we dim the lights and talk about our feelings, but it still slaps? Let me set the scene for a quick story. Years ago, I hit a Drake show with friends. I'm talking nosebleeds, sparkly tops, everyone screaming when the first bass hit. I was high-key excited and low-key imagining we'd meet him after, delusional but cute. Security was a fortress. Wristbands, clipboards, that dead-behind-the-eyes look bouncers get when you ask for a miracle. Total no-go. And then, kismet moment. A crew member, who I'll call T, clocked my friend's vintage OVO hoodie, OVO's Drake's label and lifestyle brand, and goes, "You from Toronto?" We said yes, which was only like 50% true. Don't at me. T waved us along. Suddenly we're backstage. It smelled like sweat, cologne, and victory. And there he was, Drake, taller than you think. Very calm, very present. No chaos, no diva. Just, hey, thanks for coming out tonight. We chatted for maybe 30 seconds. He cracked a joke about our seats being the real views from the Six. Yes, his album Views made that phrase iconic, and I swear he made eye contact with every person like they mattered. That small interaction told you everything about his fan-first vibe and why people stay loyal. Okay, let's move on. Drake in plain terms. He's one of the greatest to ever play the chart game. With sales north of 170 million, a grip of Hot 100 records, and Billboard's Artist of the Decade. His impact on hip-hop is like adding lemon to a classic dish. Unexpected, but suddenly everything tastes brighter. What's associate with Jack Davis? His rise, Degrassi gave him a platform, but the music was bubbling. Early mixtapes, then So Far Gone in 2009, which basically said, here's a new mood for the mainstream. That led to a bidding war, a deal with Young Money, and the beginning of the Hit Factory era. Important people time. First up, Lil Wayne, the New Orleans rap icon who co-signed Drake early. Wayne pulled him into the big leagues, put him on tours and tracks, and that co-sign changed everything. Then there's Nicki Minaj, the Queen's rapper and Young Money's sister, who helped define a whole moment with Drake and Wayne anchoring radio together. But the secret sauce, Noah 40 Shabib, Drake's longtime producer and the architect of that underwater late-night minimalist sound. Take Care in 2011 is the Rosetta Stone. If I were Drake in those early days, juggling expectations and building this moody universe, I'd feel thrilled and terrified, like, can the world live in this vibe with me? And beyond sound, Drake also built infrastructure. OVO Sound, his label, turns collaborators into a family aesthetic. Dream Crew, his production company, helped revive Top Boy, a British crime drama, and tied into Euphoria on TV. Then he became the Toronto Raptors global ambassador. Yes, the NBA team slapped OVO on the practice facility and made a basketball franchise feel like a mixtape drop. Add in Apple Music exclusives that juiced their early growth, a Nike line called Nocta, a spirits play with Virginia Black Bourbon, and a stake in 100 Thieves, the esports org. He didn't just scale songs, he scaled a universe. It's brand world building, but with better hooks. Now, the spicy debate. Is Drake more talent or more strategy? Here's my take. It's both, and that's the point. Surprise drops like, if you're reading this, it's too late in 1515, and honestly, never mind in 2022, were strategic chaos, yes, but they landed because the music traveled. One was pure rap energy, the other leaned dance and electronic. He blurred release categories with more life, a playlist, not an album, and he weaponized long track lists for the streaming era. But that only works if people want to live with your songs. He writes timestamp tracks like 8 a.m. in Charlotte, no big hook, just surgical bars, and flips and hands you wedding music with Hold On, We're Going Home. Range is the flex. And yes, the feuds, Kendrick Lamar, the Compton rapper and Pulitzer winner, traded heavy disses with Drake in 24. We got push-ups, Family Matters, Euphoria, Not Like Us. It was culture-defining, sometimes messy, sometimes brilliant. Call it competition, call it theater, but the attention economy crowned a winner every 24 hours, and both knew how to play that game. Danny. The staying power, Drake popularized YOLO with the motto, which became a catchphrase, a caption, and unfortunately, a bunch of mid tattoos on people's ribs. Tell me why someone got YOLO in Comic Sans, big yikes. Still, it shows how his language bleeds into everyday life. He doesn't just make hits, he makes shorthand for a generation. Cross-genre moves are another reason he's sticky. One Dance pulled in dancehall textures and conquered global charts. War nodded to UK drill. Mia with Bad Bunny had him singing in Spanish. Tissy Slide was built for lockdown TikTok. God's Plan turned philanthropy into a music video that felt like a communal hug. He moves formats like outfits. And the accolades, multiple Grammys, a mountain of Billboard awards, and that Artist of the Decade title. The records on the Hot 100 and Billboard 200 are frankly obscene. But here's my slightly mean, slightly true take. The statistics are the receipts. The reason people care is the feeling. Vulnerability became a flex because Drake made it radio safe. Before we bounce, the pop culture footprint is lasting. He built OVO as a look, a sound, a city. He turned a basketball team into a cultural accessory. And he made timestamp rap a recurring diary entry we all tune in for. Love him or argue with him online, he's living rent-free in the discourse. Okay, pause. Because next time, we're diving into the wild world of music collaborations, the kind that make your jaw drop and your group chat explode, and receipts in your opinions, because we're comparing chemistry and chaos. So, that's the tea, folks. Stay slaying, and remember, YOLO, later.